Why hello everybody, Spencer here, also known as Lego Dude 11, and in today's video, this is a brand new review for you out on the channel, and today's video is the Book of Boba Fett full season spoiler review. There will be spoilers in this video. We'll be discussing the whole entire season, so without further ado, let's discuss. Alright. So, as always in these reviews, I have my list of notes here for the season. And actually, right next to me, I was just watching someone discuss the Book of Boba Fett. But, alright. Man, oh man. Like, just to preempt here. Oh, wow. Like what the heck? Wow. That's what I think of this season. Wow. Coming off the heels of Mandalorian Season 2, I want to say this before I actually start my notes here, what I took. Mandalorian Season 1 and 2 were, like, identically, like, splendidly well done. Like, well written. And something I have on my notes here are, like, who directed this show. There are a few different people here and there. But, as you can see, I'm wearing my Star Wars shirt specifically for this review. Can you even read that? I think you can. But yeah, this show was a little bit different, I think, for everybody's perspective. But I'll get to like where I think this what I feel later. So the first thing I wrote down is the score, and as I typically do for these reviews, I always like to talk about the soundtracks and the music of who does this. So for this show, it's the same guy who composed Mandalorian Season 1 and 2. Which he did the theme. The theme that goes dun 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 ba 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 ba. And then this one has a unique style to its theme. I kind of think like when I listen to this, I kind of think of the Halo theme a little bit. Kind of got that like orchestral low voice. Kind of like it a lot. I played it on piano. If you haven't checked out my piano post on Instagram of me playing the theme song to the Book of Boba Fett, check it out. It's links down below to my Instagram. But I do like the theme a lot, and then there's other recurring like tracks in this show that just kind of nice. I also like the recurring theme at the end of Mandalorian Season 2 when Boba Fett takes over the throne. That recurs a lot throughout the season, so I like that a lot, and just certain motifs and stuff. Ludwig Göransson also did the score for Black Panther, and I thought something else recently. Like theatrical, like something, not Star Wars. No, he did Rogue One, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe Rogue One was Michael Giacchino, so I don't remember who else Ludwig Göransson did. I know Black Panther, Mandalorian Season 1 and 2, and then this, but I thought Ludwig Göransson did something else that was on my radar, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But besides that, I like the score of this show. I always like listening to music, but let's get onwards and talk about some of the things that happened. So I have down episodes. I'm going to talk about the episodes, but the story and the writing and the directors kind of go together. But we start off episode 1 with, you know, episode 1 and 2 to me they didn't come out at the same time. Episode 1 felt kind of mediocre, and I didn't know where to stand on it. But then when episode 2 came along, I was like, wow, this was a much better structured episode layout. Like, I actually felt invested in it, right? And then throughout in both of these episodes, they have these moments where they flip back and forth of flashback scenes where Boba Fett gets recruited by the Tusken Raiders, and he works with the Tusken Raiders as kind of his family. And he's kind of being, not raised by them, but he's kind of like working alongside them, kind of seeing how they work in their everyday lives, right? Because and you see that in Mando Season 2, like how he communicates with the Tusken Raiders. So all of a sudden, it's like kind of like jarring just to see, oh my god, we're in a flashback scene. Oh, here we go. Like we're in the bathtub, we're in the back to tank, and all of a sudden, oh, okay, it's going to be flashback time, and all of a sudden, and then once we're in like episode 1, like we kind of see like the huts, or like we don't see the huts I think until episode 2, but we kind of have like this backlash between Fennec and Boba Fett, and then like stuff's going on, and it doesn't really make sense. It makes sense as like, okay, what's happening, but I didn't really know like what to feel like things were escalating. And then by episode 2, there's some flashbacks that happen with the Tuskens, and then you see the train scene, which was really nice and well done, and then they take them down, right? So I feel invested in that sense, and then the flashbacks were just very bizarre. I like flashbacks when they're used well. And I always get invested in things like, okay, it's interesting to learn about these things, but I want the story to progress forward, right? If I had learned about this previously, I don't know, it felt like really out of place. I just felt like, I felt like it should have been a 5-minute flashback scene, or even a 10-minute flashback scene when the show starts, and then boom, that's it. But they have like 30 minutes of flashback scenes, and even episode 4 is the worst. I'm sorry. There were some good scenes, but episode 4 had the worst flashback. They stood 30 minutes of extended flashback scene in episode 4 that I think didn't need to be done that much. They could have shrunk. They could have, like, I don't know, fleshed it out much better within. I love exhibition, but the way they did it was way too much in episode 4. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. But again, episode 1 and 2 had like these flashbacks with the Tuskens. Episode 3, off the top of my head, I can't even remember what they did. Oh, the Mos Espa Vespas were by far the stupidest thing this season had to offer. The stupidest thing I think Star Wars ever had to offer. I don't know what their point was at all. By the end of the season, I'm kind of skipping ahead to the finale. Like in the finale, I just felt like they had no point to the show at all. The Mos Espa Vespa gang, no. Big hashtag no for me on that. But yeah, and then by episode 4, like they killed off the Tusken Raiders, and I'm like, the whole like arc that they were trying to build up in these episodes, and it was like, okay, they're my family. And like you assume that, okay, they're gonna build up to a big battle in the finale to have Boba Fett like lead them to the finale, to this war. The whole thing is about war. I am Boba Fett, and I'm gonna make a war, and I need an army. Oh no, like we killed them off. Why? So the whole thing's escalating. All right, sure. I'm just gonna watch this. I love Star Wars, right? And when that happens, I'm like, oh no, I feel sympathetic. Okay, they're gone. Oh no, what's gonna happen? I assumed, it's not great to assume things, but I assumed that in the finale that there was gonna be like a Tusken Raider, and then like following them was gonna be a huge plethora of like Tusken Raiders just following them. We didn't have that. Like I felt like so underwhelmed by some of the things that happened. I mean, that was one of them, and you know, we'll get to the finale in a bit. But I just felt like, come on, man, there are all these things they build up that, and they're killed off. Weird writing. Yeah, and just things like that in the story. And then, like I said, in episode 4, you do all this flashback stuff, right? Like, as I said, flashback can be done well. You develop all this Tusken Raider stuff. They killed him off. I am oblivious to that. But then in episode 4, they have this 30-minute flashback scene of when Boba Fett's in season 4, and then you see Fennec Shand on the ground in Mandalorian season 2, and you see like the saddles or the cuffs, like when Boba Fett walks up. And you're like, oh, okay, that's that payoff, right? But then it's like they spend 30 minutes trying to find the Slave One, Boba Fett's ship, and they go to Jabba's palace, and then they go kill off the speeder gang, the biker gang that mysteriously killed the Tusken Raiders. That actually wasn't behind it all. The Pikes actually killed the Tusken Raiders, which wasn't a big twist, but it kind of was supposed to be the twist. And all of a sudden, like, they spend 30 minutes on that, and then when we get back to the present timeline, it's like nothing really happened. By the end of that, they're just like, okay, we gotta make a deal so we could take out the Pike gang, and then like these people are like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. And it's just like, okay? I really felt like there should have been more time to develop that. I swear, take out, make it a 5-minute flashback scene. You should have done that in the previous episodes. I don't know. But it was very, very confusing why they chose to do 30 minutes of flashback and like 10 minutes of the present timeline. Very confusing on that. Again, I like the scenes. I like what they did. I mean, seeing the Slave One shoot out, like, take stuff, but shoot out people was neat. The way they did it just confused me. Like, they could have done it within 5 minutes, and boom, bam, done. And, like, 30 minutes of Boba Fett talking to Fennec Shand, it wasn't really 30 minutes, but, they spent all this flashback time, and I'm like, really? Really? No. But, moving ahead to Episode 5, Episode 5 and 6 was The Mandalorian, Season 2.5. And we had no Boba Fett. We had Boba Fett for like 1 minute in between 2 episodes, and that was it. So that was kind of bizarre. Again, this is what I'll say. In those 2 episodes, I thoroughly enjoyed everything that happened. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like Boba Fett as a character, but the previous episodes were very uniquely done. Like, I was confused out of my mind. And then once we got to these 2 episodes, I was like, alright, I kind of understand what's going on now. Mandalorian's great. I love this writing, everything that's happening. In Episode 5, the way they transitioned, like, the writing just felt good. The one scene I found funny was when the armorer says to Mandalorian, have you taken your helmet off? And he doesn't respond. It's just like, I've taken it off twice. You're a Mandalorian no more. Great! I'm gonna go find Baby Yoda now. Bye! It's just like, that was it. Like, okay? Yeah, he defied his creed. Like, okay, like, yes, we know, and he has a Darksaber now, so there's that. But he had a nice battle with the little other Mandalorian guy on the bridge, and then that whole episode was great. And then we get to, I forget the cliffhanger there. Mandalorian rides the Naboo speeder bike, or not speeder bike, Naboo pod racer. That was great, and that's his ship now. It's great to see that. But we get a little Easter egg from Mando saying wizard. I thought that was kind of funny from the Phantom Menace. And then once we get to Episode 6, that's where things kind of escalate heavily. And I personally liked it, right? I love that episode. Episode 6 was great. Showing all these characters. And we had Boba Fett for a minute in his own show. Okay, great. And then we get Mando trying to see the child. We have Ahsoka back. Awesome. I love Rosario Dawson, trying to say it correctly, approach or version of the character Ahsoka. And then, which I'm excited for her own show. I cannot wait. I really hope we get The Acolyte, these other Star Wars shows, kind of confusing where they're coming from. We got Luke. We got Cobb Vanth back. We got Cad Bane, which I'm going to mention all these things. I'm kind of getting my head off in the cameos section. But all these things, like, I loved all the appearances, Episode 6, but, like, it felt like Mandalorian. Like, it felt like, this should have been in Mandalorian Season 3 a little bit. But Episode 6 felt like it should have been in Mandalorian Season 3, and they should have developed more of the actual Boba Fett story. With that said, I want to skip ahead here, and I want to talk about the finale later. And I want to talk about the directors. I mentioned how the story and the writing was all confusing here and there, my thoughts on that. But the directors, like, so we start off with, like, Jon Favreau, and I thought someone else. Jon Favreau, and not Taika Waititi, because he did Mandalorian. He wasn't in here. But we started with Jon Favreau, right? He created and writed this show. And then we get off in Episode 3, Robert Rodriguez with the Mos Espa Vespa gang. Kind of felt like Alita Battle Angel, Spy Kids vibe with the Mos Espa Vespas, and I could definitely feel that vibe from it. In episode 4, I think we go back to, I think we get, Bryce Dallas Howard was episode 6? Or episode 5 was Bryce Dallas Howard. I think in episode 4 we go back to Jon Favreau. Episode 5 we go to Bryce Dallas Howard, who has to direct a Star Wars movie at some point, because she is awesome when it comes to directing things. That episode was great, episode 5. And then episode 6 is Dave Filoni, who did most of The Mandalorian, and he's great at that. He did Clone Wars and Rebels. I haven't seen Rebels. I think the animation looks weird. I've only watched 1 or maybe 2 episodes of Rebels. Just not my thing. But I like Clone Wars a whole lot. Dave Filoni did well. And then by the end, finale is directed by Robert Rodriguez once again. Some weird things which I'll get into later here about the finale. Those are who directed the show. They directed the certain episodes. And then the characters and the cameos kind of 2 in 1, but I want to talk about them now. The characters, right? Boba Fett, I want to mention Boba Fett, unique arc. As I said, they had these flashback moments with the Tuskens and all this stuff on the train, and it's like, great, battle, a little fight, and a little development. And then, these 2 episodes, barely Boba Fett's in them. And then by the finale, he does some nice action scenes. But it's like, I don't think this character, Boba Fett, I'm going to say, I don't, like, he was in Mandalorian Season 2. He's a unique character. He can wreck fools. He can do all this stuff. Somehow this show had a unique style and flair and story, but at the end of the day, I don't think Boba Fett had the quality to lead his own show. Had the strength to carry his own. I don't. It should have been just an extension. It's called the Book of Boba Fett, but it should have been an extension to like one of the seasons of Mandalorian. And I felt like really confused about, what am I watching, and what's the point of this show? Is this the Book of Boba Fett? Is this somehow season 2 of Mandalorian? Like, I know it's not. Is this part of the season 3 Mandalorian? I know it's not, but I was really confused. That's how I felt about Boba Fett. Mandalorian was great just anytime he was on screen. Grogu was back. We got, what's-her-face, Peli Motto, who was like the little mechanic lady. Fennec Shand, can't skip over her. She was amazing. I like her character. It's just a bounty hunter, was just taking out people, using all her skills, acrobat abilities. Again, the Mos Espa Vespas didn't need to be there at all. That mayor dude, the mayor dude was kind of like a threat, but that other assistant dude with the long tails, he was really annoying. I'm sorry, hello? Was he the only one that I thought was annoying? I thought every time he interjected something, I was like, oh my God, come on, don't talk, please. I'm not saying I'm like he's a bad actor by any means, but I was just like, you have no relevance to the story. Please either do something with Boba Fett, Mandalorian, Grogu, somebody else, please. Oh my Lord, he had no relevance to the story. By the end of the show, he did nothing important. Just go. Just live your life, dude. But seriously. Luke was great to see back, training Grogu. I'm excited to hopefully see him back in Mandalorian Season 3. The face thing. Oh my God, can we talk about that for a second? The design on the face of Luke was digitally done way better. Much better than Season 2 of Mandalorian. Yeah, we got, I guess, YouTube guy helped fix it. Some YouTuber helped digitally animate the face and just fixed it a little bit better than Mandalorian Season 2. Oh my gosh, it looked great. Let's see, what else? The Black Wookiee, Black Chrysanthemum. Oh, he was dope. I swear, he just, seeing him take out all these baddies, and it was amazing. Man, that was incredible. But I'm kind of getting, I'm not getting ahead of myself, because he was in that episode. I think it was 3? If I'm not mistaken, either episode 3 or 4. No, it was episode 3. When the Hutts come in and Boba's like, take back the Wookiee, or like the Wookiee's free. They give him a gift back, like the Wookiee's free, and they give him a gift, and it's the Rancor. Okay, this is the episode I believe with the Mos Espa Vespas, and this is the first episode that was directed by Robert Rodriguez, and when the Mos Espa Vespas are in, and then all of a sudden you see Danny Trejo along with the Rancor, coming with the Rancor. And I go, wait a minute, that's that guy. He's been on so many things. He's been on The Flash. He's been in Spy Kids, because Danny Trejo and Robert Rodriguez are friends in real life. I'm like, it makes so much sense for him to be here. But it didn't feel out of place, but it just felt bizarre to see him in Star Wars world. But again, he was the trainer of the Rancor, so it's kind of cool. And so yeah, that happened. And I forget what I was talking about. I was talking about Luke and all this stuff. So yeah, I'm excited for Season 3 of Mandalorian, to see hopefully Luke come back, all the story with Grogu, hopefully maybe we'll get more of, maybe he'll get the lightsaber. It would be funny if he goes along, because he took the not gold, he took the like shirt, the metal stitch shirt, I forget what that's called, chainmail shirt, it's called chainmail. And instead of Yoda's lightsaber, maybe in Season 3 of Mandalorian, he just goes and takes the lightsaber, like, thanks, now I got both. But I don't know if they'll do that or not, but it would be pretty funny if he's just like, at the end of the day, he goes and finds the lightsaber and like, look, I got both now. I didn't have to choose one, but I don't know. I doubt they'll do that, but it would be funny if they kind of did that. Because, like, who would then get Yoda's lightsaber? Nobody? I don't know. So it's kind of sad that no one gets the lightsaber, but I wish somebody did. So yeah, so that's my thoughts on that. Then moving on to the cameos. I kind of already talked about the Wookiee, the Rancor, Mos Espa Vespas, all this stuff. Cobb Vanth, I said he was back. He had a little scene with the Pikes. And my favorite cameo, here it is. This is a spoiler. I think I've talked about pretty much all the spoilers there could have been, but this one. So if you didn't want to get spoiled as much as you did already, here you go. Cobb Bane. Cad Bane is in the show. Okay, we knew that there might be some secret character, because all of these, like Marvel shows, all of these shows have to have a secret cameo. Luke was the secret cameo of Mandalorian Season 2. But we did, there were some rumors of, is Han Solo going to be in this? He didn't need to be in it. But Cad Bane, I was so excited when he showed up on screen. Couple of reasons for that. One, I'm a huge Clone Wars fan, and seeing someone like him, like, I didn't need to see, like, Captain Rex, I didn't need to see Commander Cody, anybody like that in the show. Cad Bane was a great inclusion, great bounty hunter inclusion. And when I was watching episode 6, right, all these cameos, all these things happening, and then the bomb, the title episode just pops up, Book of Boba Fett, episode 6, a stranger in a desert walks in on a desert, something like that. And all of a sudden, I see, like, later in the episode, I see the guy, like, start walking up, and I'm like, who is that? That's not Mando. Who is that? That's not Boba Fett. Who is that? And all of a sudden, I'm like, I see a hat, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Cad Bane? Because, I didn't expect him to show up, like, that character to show up. And I put together the name of the episode with that scene. I was like, a stranger walks in a desert. That was great, like tie-in with the episode title. I couldn't believe he was in it. This made the show even better than it was already with Cad Bane in it. I say that, like, I love the character Cad Bane, but by the end of the season, that was my favorite cameo of the show. I mean, cameo, like, the Wookiee wasn't really a cameo, but he was a new character, and he was from, like, these Star Wars books, the Black Wookiee was, so it was kind of cool to have him, Black Chrysanthemum, in there. But Cad Bane was by far my favorite addition to this show. But let's move on, okay? Let's talk about this final topic I want to talk about, okay? The finale, which is kind of like the end culmination to this weird series, which was a weird series, bizarre series of all. And I'm just going to continue my thoughts about Cad Bane. Why? Like, the whole question of this show is why, to me. But, yeah, Cad Bane got killed by Boba Fett. I'm going to put that in quotes, shall we? He got killed by Boba Fett. I don't think he's really dead, because when you think about it, he's a beloved character, and, like, I like Cad Bane. Clone Wars fans like Cad Bane. they wouldn't have just killed him off. They wouldn't have just shown him in the episode before the finale. In the episode before, to be like, hey, I'm here, don't mess with, you shouldn't wander here on Tatooine. That's not my Boba Fett voice, that's my Cad Bane voice. You shouldn't wander around here on Tatooine. And it's like, all of a sudden, in the finale, Boba Fett just stabs him and kills him on the ground. That's it. I have a feeling that that little light on his chest was blinking and that he's still alive, but I don't know. I would like to find out in Mandalorian Season 3 that he's still alive. I really hope that this Book of Boba Fett thing is done. They don't need to do a Season 2. I hope that Mandalorian Season 3 does something with Cad Bane and kind of resolves this, because I kind of felt like underwhelmed by the whole show and by the way the season finale ended. Don't get me wrong, I love the scenes that happened in this finale. For instance, I liked seeing Boba Fett and Mandalorian like fly up on their jetpacks, just going whoo whoo, and just shoot everybody down below, pew, 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 and then take out all the bad guys, and all of a sudden, just they're landed, and that was nice until they landed though, and then they're just shooting people, and yeah, and the Mos Espa Vespas did nothing important by the end. They were useless. You're telling, like, Fennec Shan was talking, and all of a sudden they're like, no, let's go to the palace, right? Let's go to the palace that's close over there. That's, like, huge. We got, like, a huge room. We got huge capacity, right? No. Let's stay here in this abandoned area. Why? Let's not listen to Boba Fett. Let's listen to Mos Espa Vespas. You guys are dumb. Bad choices there, I gotta tell you. Bad choices, but, yeah, and then stuff happens. Then Grogu comes along, and then Peli Moto brings in Grogu. Great little scenes with Mando and Baby Yoda there. I adore it. I love this. So cute together. I love that relationship. But then the Pikes ran off, and the Pikes had no development. No development. I was so excited to see the Pikes in this series. Okay? Like, listen, I want to tell you, the Pikes had zero motivation, zero development in this series. I was excited to see them, and that's because they were in the Clone Wars, in the last season of Clone Wars, and they were in Solo. I like that. I like the characters. They were underutilized. What the heck? Okay, there's this spice, and it's gonna get out in Tatooine, or they're trying not to have it get out. But they have these spaceships. They could just get on a spaceship. Problem solved. I'm sorry. And then they should have spent more time in either episode 5 or episode 6 developing the characters, more specifically the villains, like the Pikes and then Cad Bane. It should have been developed a little bit more, like the threats and this and that. And then once the Pikes ran off, in the finale, you see these big destroyer droids come in with the force field shields. Is that redundant? With the shields, force fields, whatever you want to call it. And as they're doing that, they don't shoot the Pikes, right? Like the Mos Espa Vespa gang, they got some of them. They have this gang, and the army, no Tusken Raider army, by the way. The people of Freetown, like when Cad Bane shoots Cobb Vanth, he's not dead. But the people of Freetown, they're like, are they going to come in? They show up at one point. Oh, yay, great, yay, they're there. And then they join the Mos Espa Vespa gang, and they're shooting down the destroyer droids with their freaking shields on. Excuse me, but they don't bother to shoot the Pikes. They shoot the thing with the shields on. I don't understand, but that confused me. And then once they get the shields down, the Boba Fett leaves. He's like, I gotta go find this. And the Mandalorian says, who else you had? No friends. He comes in with the Rancor, riding in the Rancor. That was like the best scene. And then he shrinks the shields down to just destroy the robot droid, throws the robot over. Okay, that was a really great scene. But like, I was confused when they were just shooting at it randomly with the shield on. And then he destroys that, and then they have the other droid with the shield on. they kind of destroy that. Like, then Baby Yoda uses the Force to destroy it, to take out that piece, metal piece, and then it just crumbles on the ground. I almost said the floor. On the ground. And I love that. I love him using the Force. I was like, yeah, he's using the Force. But then, once that happens, once they destroy that one, then the Rancor starts getting loose, and Cad Bane shows up, starts talking, and he's like, the Rancor, pew, pew. And then it goes nuts, goes crazy, goes wild. And then that's where I'm really confused as well. It's like, wait, why are you shooting at the Rancor? It did nothing wrong, it's just going crazy. And then Mando just rides on it, and then he's like, doesn't know what to do. It kind of bites, the Rancor bites on Mandalorian's helmet. By the way, I kind of missed this before I started talking about Mando and all this. The Rancor actually bites off one of the Pikes' heads, chews an entire Pike whole. Woo! That was a great time, seeing the Rancor eat something, eat an actual person. But yeah, so when Mando tries to calm it down, whatever, and Peli tells Grogu, like, oh, don't worry, Mandalorian has it under control. Nope, it looks like chop on the helmet, fire at it. It's like, what's the goal here? And then all of a sudden he's like, gets thrown down on the ground, and then Grogu walks up to calm it down with the Force. That was beautiful, but I'm like, what's the goal here? I know it's the Rancor, right? But yeah, I felt like it would have been much better. Like that's my thoughts. I love seeing Grogu try to calm it down. I like that resolution, but the droids coming in was nice. I just felt like the battle was underutilized. Like I felt like they should have developed this arc and story with not the Pikes, with the Tusken Raiders. So I was like, I know Freetown, all the people of Freetown came in, so that was great. They were there. But I just felt like they should have done something like, oh, there's still more Tusken Raiders over there. What? Come on, join me as in my army. No, that didn't happen. It was like, oh yeah, the Pikes actually killed the Tusken Raiders. Whoa, big twist. And then Cad Bane's dead? Is he really dead? I don't know. I feel like all of it is really weird at the end of the day. So that was kind of an interesting way to end it. And then Fennec Shan just goes up and straight up kills the Pike dude, the mayor, and the other members that betrayed Boba Fett. Oh no, they betrayed him. Like, that was also weird as well. It was like when the Mos Espa gang was like, Boba Fett? I act like I'm on my phone. It was like, Boba Fett? We something weird over here. And all of a sudden, like, the people that, like, made a deal with Boba Fett actually betrayed him. Supposed to be this big twist. But, yeah, they were actually turned out to be bad. Like, did you actually trust them, or are you dumb? Like, he must have been really dumb. And he really was, because I feel like at the end of the day, I don't know, I want to take this show seriously. I love Star Wars, but I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about that. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on it. Like, I really don't know what else to say. I mean, those are my thoughts on the finale, and that's my thought on the show as a whole. So, what I'll leave you with is this. The Book of Boba Fett is alright. If you're gonna watch something, I'd recommend any of the Marvel shows to you. I recommend The Mandalorian to you. If you're really gonna watch something, like, I wouldn't watch this in Star Wars lore. Like, I forget about this. I would honestly say, do I really want to say this? I would really want to, I say I like Solo better than this. I don't really know what the heck happened here. There were certain episodes I liked. Like, I like episode 6. I like episode 5. But again, I would watch episode 5 on its own. Like after I watch season 2 of Mandalorian, I would just go ahead and watch episode 5 of this. I mean, I know it'd be pretty confusing, but, like, it has no Boba Fett in it. So, I don't know. How I feel is kind of weird. This show, I think, needs a 6.5. That's how I feel it deserves a 6.5 out of 10. It's worth watching if you're really into Star Wars, but if you're really bored, this is something to watch. If you want to watch something, this wouldn't be my first option. But, you know, I watch it every week. I watch each episode every week because I'm a Star Wars fan. I like Disney stuff. And that's what I think Disney Plus is a great service, has great content. But this is not one at the end of the day I would just check out every day. If I want to watch something every day, like if I want to go back and watch something, WandaVision, Loki every day, and then Hawkeye. I like Hawkeye. I liked Hawkeye better than this. Like, I don't know who would say that. I thought this was going to be a great series. No, I like Hawkeye better than this. I'm sorry, but I do. Whew. But that said, that was my thoughts. That was my review for Mandalorian. I'm going to leave that in because that was funny. No, not Mandalorian Season 3. Mandalorian Season 2.5? No, Book of Boba Fett Season 1 should be the only season that there is. Man, what a ride that was. I am super excited for my next review, which will be Peacemaker, coming next week to you on the Lego Dude 11 channel. But yeah, I'm super excited for my Peacemaker review. And then Moon Knight will be the next series to come on Disney Plus. So I'm super excited to watch that show. The trailer looked great for Moon Knight. Don't forget, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, little box down below. Be part of the channel family. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me over at Boba Fett Jedi Master. Links down below. And as always, don't forget to stay tuned for more reviews, more videos to come, more vlogs, more customs, and anything here on the channel that is to come. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm and play Lego. See you guys in the next review. Next video. Bye, everyone.